Set during the days nearing Christmas, Trevor Bingley now resides in Hertfordshire away from his ex-wife Jess and daughter Maddie. Coinciding with his last day as a primary school caretaker, Jess informs him that she and Maddie would not be able to spend the Christmas together due to an invitation to Barbados with Jess' new boyfriend. Trevor then collects a baby from the school back door, known as Baby Jesus, for the nativity set that is part of the school performance. In the midst of the production, Trevor receives a phone call from the new parent company of House Sitters Deluxe, Grupo del Sanchez Romero, who sends him an invitation to be the replacement housekeeper of a luxurious house in London over Christmas. Trevor initially declines, but after the pay is revealed to be £10,000, gladly accepts the invitation, but in pure revelation accidentally drops the raised nativity star, which startles the crowd. Upon the school's closure, Trevor soon discovers that baby Jesus was left unattended and attempts to contact his parents, but ends up discovering the wrong parent and ends up having to contact social services. In a rush to head to London, the worker arrives to collect the baby, but Trevor discovers he has gone missing, and in the meantime the worker loses patience and leaves the house following a lengthy search. Trevor eventually finds the baby and drives to the social services center, only to discover it is closed for Christmas break. Left with no choice, Trevor is forced to bring the baby along to London, where he discovers the house owned by the Schwarzenbachs. Upon his arrival at the home of the Schwarzenbachs, Trevor meets Petra, who is the executive concierge for the family. Afraid for her to notice the baby, Trevor hides it in his backpack and covers the baby's googling noises with his own, much to the suspicion of Petra. She introduces him to the penthouse, which requires a special fob to access along with a vast array of facilities available for use. During Petra's introduction of the flat, the baby wanders off, but Trevor discovers him and hides him in a wooden bin. Following Petra's departure, Trevor discovers a smell from the baby, but without a nappy, decides to use the family's luxurious silk scarves as a replacement. Trevor then takes the baby for shopping during the evening and is redirected to a call from London's local social services, although they would be unable to pick up the baby until the next afternoon. Placing the baby in a Fortnum and Mason basket as a crib, Trevor instinctively uses a champagne cork to act as a dummy for the baby following his cries late at night in order to sleep well. With all the scarves having been used up as replacement nappies, Trevor orders some nappies from Deliveroo but discovers that he has forgotten to bring the fob to access the penthouse upon collecting them, as the baby begins crawling up the stairs. Without the fob to return to the penthouse, Trevor dials a call to Elsa, the original cleaner for the Schwarzenbachs, who is the only other person with a fob to the penthouse with the help of a fellow worker, Lionel, as he had also left his phone at the penthouse. Elsa arrives and reluctantly gives him the fob to entry, but as Trevor forgets to collect the nappies, he uses his shoe to blockade the lift, but to no avail as it slips inside the lift, leaving Trevor in the lobby. Trevor then tracks Elsa down in the streets to retain access to the fob, but not before a dog named Archie has collected Trevor's shoe in the lift and made use of it as a toy. Maddie makes a phone call to Trevor and informs him that the flight to Barbados would be delayed by an entire day as she and Jess remain in the airport. During the night, Trevor awakens to a couple evicted from their flat that lives secretly in the building, stealing food from the fridge. Instead of making a call to the police, Trevor instead offers them more food, including extra baby food for their child, as they disappear in shock from his kindness. After a call from social service worker Georgia Hakopian to collect the baby, Trevor decides to take it out for one last stroll in a trolley, as he reunites with Archie, who now claimed his other shoe after Trevor initially shook it off. The couple make a return and thank Trevor for his actions the previous night, and Trevor offers to babysit their own baby as the couple head to a housing office appointment for a new flat. However, as Mrs. Hakopian arrives, Trevor mistakenly hands the wrong baby to her, and only discovers this when the couple return. Following the issue of an illegal parking ticket to Hakopian, Trevor manages to collect the couple's baby from the car before bringing the right baby back down. However, as he does so, Hakopian had already drove off without a baby in the car, and Trevor then receives a call from Petra, who informs him that the Schwarzenbachs are making a sudden return back to their home in London. Following the message that the Schwarzenbachs will be returning back to London, Trevor gets in touch with their housekeeper Janet, who is unable to reach the penthouse due to family arrangements. She then hands off a list of ingredients required to prepare a Christmas feast for the Schwarzenbachs upon their arrival, and Trevor manages to transport them all back to the penthouse with the help of 5 trolleys. Occurring at a similar time, Mrs. Hakopian discovers that there is no baby and makes a call to the police, to which the investigation of a missing baby begins. In the meantime, Trevor provides a few small gifts for the couple in their shelter. As Archie is handed off to a dog keeper, he once again notices Trevor's lost shoe and ends up following him up to the penthouse, to which he writes a notice on the lift for his owner to collect him. Now being forced to take care of both the baby and the dog, Archie gets hold of the spreadable sausage, a family favorite of the Schwarzenbachs. Trevor tries to distract it with a shoe key ring, but in the process Archie devours the fob, leaving Trevor without choice but to get hold of Archie as part of access to the penthouse. Annabelle, the dog's owner, calls to retrieve the dog, and in order to get hold of the fob, Trevor takes Archie for a walk before he finally releases feces in which the fob is contained in. Trevor also manages to get hold of the Christmas decorations and prepares the feast for the Schwarzenbachs, who were expected to arrive at 5 in the afternoon. Petra then calls him and informs that the Schwarzenbachs have made a last-second decision to head to New York instead, leaving Trevor's efforts wasted. He then receives an intercom from a member of the Metropolitan Police to hand off the baby, to which he offers him a drink following inconclusive visual evidence of the baby which would require additional investigation. Soon later, the couple, Lionel, Annabelle, Mrs. Akopian and later Jess, along with Maddie arrive at the penthouse following the cancellation of their flight to Barbados. Trevor rejoices with them all as they enjoy the Christmas feast, with the baby symbolically sitting in a nativity set with all of Trevor's connections around him. An intercom then rings which comes from the entire Schwarzenbach family, as they all arrive upon a last-second decision, leaving Trevor in shock. Thanks for watching Cine Recap Studio. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a story. Until next time.